When faced against the reality of becoming a parent so young, some tend to crack under the newfound pressures of becoming an adult, playing into the stigmas that surround the issue. A source says a number of negative outcomes are associated with teen childbearing. Teen parents are less likely to finish high school, are more likely to be poor as adults, and are more likely to rely on public assistance. At the same time, children of teen mothers are more likely to have poor educational, behavior, and health outcomes. Being a product of teen pregnancy, I can say that statement isn't always entirely the case. In 2011, 39 per 1,000 females between the age of 15 and 19 in New Orleans gave birth, compared to 45 per 1,000 females in Louisiana. New Orleans fares better than Louisiana as a whole on this indicator. However, both New Orleans and Louisiana had teen birth rates higher than the national rate of 31 per 1,000 females. Meet my mother, a former teen mother who works for Entergy of New Orleans, and she's getting married in the fall.
My name is Melissa Scott. I'm 33 years old, and I have 4 kids. Well, when I first found out I was pregnant, I was actually 14 years old. And of course, my initial reaction, of course, I was scared, didn't really know what to do, didn't know how I was going to break it down to my family. Once I told everybody, of course, it was shock, disappointment, different things like that, but it was here, and there was nothing that could be done about it. I believe when I became pregnant at such a young age, my freedom was kind of gone because I couldn't go out with my friends as much. Whereas my friends were partying and different things like that, I was at home with a baby, 15 years old. So, it definitely tailored my life a bunch, a whole lot. But, I was still able to, far as graduate and still do prom and different things like that. I still had a social life. It's just that I also had a kid at home that I had to take care of as well. So, my mother's reaction wasn't the best reaction. I remember when I found out that I was pregnant, I think I waited maybe a week or so. I don't know how long I waited. And I called her and she didn't answer the phone, so I left it on the answering machine because I didn't want to hear a fuss. But then I think she cried about it and different things like that. But like the next stop, we went to the abortion clinic, and I was so far along because I didn't tell anybody, what was going on. And I was so far along to where it was like over $1,000. And then my grandmother was like, oh, we'll just put him up for adoption and different things like that. So, it was like, and then around that time she was kind of like going through her own stuff, she was getting into church and different things like that. So, I don't know, maybe the Lord spoke to her and, I ended up keeping it. I managed to raise my son with the help of a lot of family. Like I said, I was 15 years old. His dad was there for a little bit. We were both young. I was 15, he was 17. He did what he could do as a teenager. We were both still in school. But, my main help came from my family, from, my foundation. So that was definitely a big help because I was still able to graduate. I did go to college for 2 years. Now, I didn't finish, but I just made sure that I worked to where, as my kids got older, they would be able to do what they wanted to do, because I had to grow up real fast, so I didn't want that for them. So, but my biggest My biggest help was my family. Okay. My best advice that I would give to a new expectant mother, teenage mother, is don't give up. It's definitely hard in the beginning, especially if there isn't a foundation there to help you along the way. But if there is, take advantage of that. Just continue to move forward and just continue to strive for the best, because it may seem dark, but there is a light at the end of that tunnel. And when you see your kids doing well, you know that all of your sacrifices, it was really for something. So just don't give up. It gets easier.
Having a child at a young age doesn't only affect the young adult, it also affects the young adult's family. Meet my grandmother, Dale Scott.
My name is Dale Scott. I'm 55 years old. I'm the mother of Melissa Scott. I felt devastated. I felt angry. I felt all different types of emotions. I was totally thrown off balance when I found out my daughter was pregnant. I literally cried by myself in a room with no lights on. I just felt very helpless. I felt as though I failed as a mother, protecting my daughter from pregnancy. That's when embarrassment just took over my emotions. After I got over all the different emotions, and it was a lot, the sun did shine. The sun did shine when I realized I was going to be a grandmother. Well, the advice that I gave my daughter basically was to make sure that she was attentive to her child, and that, that she was the type of mother to make sure that her child was cared for at all times. To make sure that she raised her child in church, that she put God first, and that she instilled God in her child.
Teens today are making steps to prevent teen pregnancy. My sister, Myron Solomon, age 14, shares her thoughts on the matter.
My name is Myron Solomon. I'm 14 and I am Melissa Solomon's daughter. If my friend was pregnant at my age, I would tell her to go tell her mom immediately so she could get help. Having a kid at my age would affect my education, my social life, and I would probably have to get a job to take care of the child. I think at my age, no one should be having sexual intercourse at all. I think that if you do it, have sexual intercourse, I think it should be protected and safe. But overall, don't do it. Well, don't have sexual intercourse at all.
And to all teen mothers, though it may seem tough, continue to push through for your child's sake. You won't imagine some of the things you'll accomplish.